York in June. How about you? I like a Gershwin tune. How about you? I love a fireside when a storm is due. I like potato chips, moonlight, and road trips. How about you? The process for making records for me, I'm always a year ahead of myself. I'd done a gig with the Clayton Hamilton Jazz Orchestra. We had been to Japan, and I said, well, if we're good, they wanted me to be the guest singer with the band. And I said, let's think of a project that we can do so that we'll have some of the charts for this tour and we can turn it into a record, because that would be really terrific. And that's really when the idea was planted. We should do a Sinatra record, because I like the idea of John Clayton reinventing the songs that you're so familiar with, like How About You and Ring-a-Ding-Ding. She sighs and you're feeling like a toy on a string, and your heart goes ring-a-ding-ding, ring-a-ding-ding, ring-a-ding-ding. So even though some of them are sort of obvious, the arrangements aren't, and we sort of said, these were songs given to us by Frank Sinatra, but we decided to go this way with them. In 1993, we had the opportunity to open for Frank Sinatra. The second night in Germany, Berlin, Germany, of all places. They took me down the hallway to introduce me to Frank. And I got to the door, and I saw his eyes. He's got the bluest eyes I'd ever seen. Quietly shook his hand, said, it's nice to meet you, Mr. Sinatra. And as I was about to walk away, I figured that would be it. But he looked at me, just as I was going to turn and walk away, he looked at me and he said, eat something, you'll look bad. And that was my fateful meeting. I ran into him a couple other times, but that's the most memorable. Bell goes ring-a-ding-ding, ring-a-ding-ding, ring-a-ding-ding. The thing that makes Sinatra so unique is really his interpretive power, the way that he could sing a song about loss and really feel it. He could act a song out and make you feel like he was the loneliest guy in the world, or he was the angriest, or he was looking for a girl, and that's all a part of what makes him unique, was the way that he could act out a song and make you believe that emotion at that time. When you're lonely heart has learned its lesson, you would be hers if only she would call in the wee small hours of the morning. That's the time you miss her most of all. I love the idea that when you work with an arranger, you let the arranger arrange. So let's start getting cozy.
What I tried to do in the arrangements that I did was capture some of the Sinatra background, the Sinatra history. The thing that we really tried to do sometimes to set things apart was we changed the instrumentation. Where it might have been blaring brass, we made it really soft, sexy saxophones. Another time it might have been the opposite. We did some things where I reharmonized things, where the original harmonies that the composer or Nelson Ribble, the arranger, or Quincy Jones, the arranger, used, I came up with a completely different set of harmonies behind John Pizzarelli. And the thing that really directs what I do is mood. So I look for the mood that we're trying to set, whether it be romantic, whether it be dark and mysterious, whether it be exciting, and that drives all of my arranging.
So easy for us to fall in love. Hey baby, what's your hurry?
This is a really exciting project for me because I get to have fun with my background and do something different with the music that I grew up listening to. And I love John's musicianship because not only does he sing, he also plays guitar, he also plays jazz solos. He's a jazz musician. So it's a lot of fun to work with John Pizzarelli. Not only do we get the great singing, but if I need to flick a switch and suddenly get some more jazz-based roots, it's no problem. It's like throwing a duck in water.
Every time. I wanted to be around guys that my father was around because he had such a good time with them. When he had Zoot Sims over, they were laughing and having a great time and playing jazz. And I thought my only way to get to meet these guys is to speak their language, is to play their songs. And in our house growing up, there was always a guitar on the couch. So if you wanted to sit down, you had to move the guitar.
Well, the kid was hanging around the house, and he was tripping over all my guitars. I said, pick one up and play it. And that's what he did.
And I just started to figure out what to do. I met John and Jeff on a gig that my dad brought me on in Colorado, the Dick Gibson Jazz Party, and that was the first time I met Jeff Hamilton and John Clayton. And it's really a thrill all these years later that now we're making records together, and to see where we've all gone in our careers since then. It's been really interesting.
It's like having your best friends around you all the time, and that's what this date feels like. John Pizzarelli's a great friend. Bucky is a great friend. I've known him for a long, long time. John Clayton and I met when we were 18, 19 years old, and so you just are gathering your best friends year after year, making great records, and this happens to be the lineup card for this particular record.
I'm really glad that we were able to pick songs from, all the eras of Sinatra, in a sense, and my favorite ones. When you hear it, you'll see the list of songs maybe and go, oh, they're doing the same old Sinatra songs, but it's today to hear all these things and go, you know what, this is not the same old Sinatra record. It's the best musicians in the world, one of the great arrangers in the world, and everybody at the top of their game. It's really magical to sit behind this microphone and sing these songs. It's just because we're creating something new, and that's what it's all about.